Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today I'm talking about Chevreuse, who is the new 4-star pyro character with a gun, which is cool, I guess. I'm actually not a massive fan of her design. She is a polearm character. Her normals are, you know, whatever. Standard polearm sort of normal attacks really, but normals are not really what she's all about. She's actually quite an interesting character because she's effectively the sort of pyro overload version of Nilou. And what I mean by that is that her kit contains some special conditions around the kind of teams that you can use her in if you want to get one of her passive talents to actually work. A bit like how Nilou transforms bloom reactions into bountiful cores, which do extra damage and have slightly different sort of characteristics. Well, similarly with Chevreuse, she will take the overload reaction and she will buff it considerably. So let's have a look at that. Right, so her skill, as you've just seen, is this aimed shot thing. You can just tap it as well. It's got the same sort of cooldown. And her burst is interesting. It's kind of like pyro grouping. You see how she kind of blows the enemy, her bombs that she creates. When they explode, they drive the enemies together. Right, so now that we've done an overload reaction, you'll notice she's got that bullet symbol. And what that means is if I do a hold, she'll do a lot more damage, which is great. Her Ascension 4 passive basically says that if she uses that, then nearby pyro and electric characters gain 1% increased attack for every 1000 HP that she gets. Now, she's an attack scaling character, but she does have an HP component because she also heals when she does that skill. Her A1 passive, however, is where this sort of only pyro and electro comes in, because what it basically means is once you've triggered an overload reaction, it will reduce the pyro and electro resistance of opponents that are affected by 40% for 6 seconds, which is, you know, that's pretty cool. It limits the teams you can put her in, though, if you want to get this. And if you don't get this, then, you know, she does start to be less useful for your teams. The healing's not bad though. Let me see if I can demonstrate that somehow. How am I going to damage myself? I know how I can damage myself. If I just do a charged attack on Nilou here, he will quickly eradicate his own HP. There we go. Now if I do that shot, tap or hold, you'll see that he regenerates HP every few seconds, whoever the on-field character does. So there's no all-party healing with Chevreuse unless you get her C6. But, you know, as you can see, it's not bad. The healing duration is 12 seconds and the cooldown is 15 seconds. So you've basically got sort of 3 seconds where you don't get any healing, but it feels fairly continuous. Similarly to the way Cookie's Grass Ring at C0 feels fairly continuous, because it lasts 12 seconds and the cooldown is 15. It's the same sort of idea. So in terms of talent priority, level up her skill. That's the main thing to level up, and level up her burst, I suppose, if you like. It does a fair amount of damage, so it's not totally useless. But the main point of the burst is to group and also to proc the effects of the artifacts that you may be having, like for example Noblesse Oblige, which is a great artifact set for her. Constellations, we've got when active character with coordinated tactics status triggers an overload reaction, they will recover 6 energy. So this basically helps her teammates recover energy, but only if it's an only pyro and electro team. So yeah, that is cool. So this is a bit of extra damage on her skill, which is great. A couple of extras of chain reactions, which do a bit more damage. Yeah, I mean, it's cool, it's fine. This one increases her skill level, so extra healing, always nice, and also extra damage, of course, on the skill. What do we got here? Hold mode will not go and cool down. All right, so this basically means you can do sort of 2 shots. After using her burst, then the hold mode of short range of the skill will not go on cooldown, so you can basically use it twice in short duration, almost straight away, and then it'll go on cooldown, or after 6 seconds. So that's cool. That increases her burst level by 3, nice. And then here we go, this is the more interesting one. This is where after 12 seconds the healing effect will generate an all-party healing of 10% of Chevreuse's max HP, which is pretty cool. And after a party member is healed, they will gain a 20% pyro and electro bonus for 8 seconds, max 3 stacks. So each stack duration is counted independently. Yeah, I think C6 is a really good one, and it speaks to what her real purpose is, which is buffing pyro and electro damage and also healing. And it's good to have that sort of what I call a skill healer, you know, a healer that can heal up a character just using their skill without requiring any enemies nearby to be hit or using bursts or any of that nonsense. It's just great for overworld, which is one of the things that I really like her for. She's great for overworld comfort because you can just heal your team up whilst picking up resources between battles. Let's talk about her build then quickly. I have gone with a black tassel weapon because it's an HP scaling weapon and it will therefore increase her healing. She does do a fair amount of damage, so you could use an offensive weapon with her. In terms of artifacts, I've gone for Noblesse Oblige, so we've got the 20% attack for 12 seconds after the elemental burst has been used, so that is great. That's sort of 20% for the whole party, of course. And I've gone for HP, and then healing bonus because I want to maximize the healing that she does, and she doesn't really need that much more HP. I mean, she caps out at 40,000, her buffing does, so I am still a ways off that, but she's only level 75 and the artifacts are not fully leveled up yet, so I reckon I'll be at about 36,000, which is, you know, that's close enough. I'm happy with that. I actually do think that when it comes to weapons, there is a good case to be made for using the one that I've actually got on Zhongli at the moment, which is the 4-star craftable rightful reward, because it will generate a bit of energy for her, and my Chevreuse could do with some more energy. I discovered when I did the Spiral Abyss, I tried to use this overload team and it was fine up to floor 12, and then it just honestly didn't do enough damage. If she had more energy recharge, then she wouldn't have been lagging as much as she was, although she's actually pretty good at batterying Xiangling, which was nice. Of course, you can always go with the trusted Favonius Lance, give up some of the HP, but get that burst back nice and easily every time. I felt that was a little bit excessive for this team. I do have a Favonius Greatsword on Baidu, so, you know, there's that. I'm not sure there's too much else I want to say about the way she's built. I'd love to have her at C6, I really would. Unfortunately, both this and my free-to-play account have got her at C0, and I got Jean on a 50-50 loss the last time I rolled, so I'm now post 50-50. Cloud Retainer is just round the corner and I would really like to get her, and I have 90 wishes. So yeah, I'm not actually going to be trying to get Chevreuse anything. Plus, it is very dodgy when you try and get a specific 4-star. You know, if you're lucky, you'll get them, but I could stick all 90 wishes in and not get a single copy of her and end up with another Raiden or a Yoimiya, and I want Cloud Retainer because I think she looks awesome. No idea how her kit works, but I'll be getting her on the very first day, and I will try and do a review fairly quickly for her because I think she will be a fun character. My Raiden is only a C0. If she was C2, then she would have done a lot better in the Spiral Abyss. Her weapon is Primordial Jadewing Spear. I could level that up a bit. Her artifacts, they could be leveled up a bit. These things would all help. Xiangling, she's got the catch, and she's got mostly leveled up artifacts, but I mean, could still be better. And also, some of these artifacts are not that great, but you know, we're doing the best we can. It's I have a lot of characters on Emblem of Severed Fate, and therefore it's quite a slog actually getting enough good pieces for them all. I mean, on this team alone, I have got, so let's have a look, Emblem of Severed Fate, Noblesse Oblige, Emblem of Severed Fate, Emblem of Severed Fate. So that's a lot. That's a minimum of 12 artifacts with good substats, all from one domain. So let's just say a lot of resin has gone into that, and I'm still nothing like happy. Do I think Chevreuse is better than Benny? There's a question. I'll tell you what, let's try them together. That's always a nifty idea. I bet that actually would work quite well, wouldn't it? Let's do that in the Spiral Abyss. As I discovered, do not put an Electro anything team on the second half. It's the Electro birdie flying thing that is Electro immune. So that would be a terrible idea, as I discovered the first time. Alright, we're just going to have one little go at this, and then normal and charge stack, whatever. Huh? No. Right, so let's start with a skill, then we'll do that, which will get me the overload. And now let's see what damage we can do. Yeah, okay. I mean, we're getting through it. We're doing stuff. See, this is where my energy problems come into play. Come on, give me the burst, give me the burst, give me the burst. Any second now. There we go. Right, I'll tell you what, if we can do this in the... No, we're not going to be able to do this. What was I thinking? Come on. Oh, wrong character. Come on. Oh, actually, yeah. Benny. He was a big improvement over... I did it with Beidou originally. And, no offence to Beidou, but... I mean, she was great for defensive utility, and maybe further on in this I would find that I actually need Beidou, but actually I suspect the extra damage from having good old what's-it on there is probably, you know, Benny. But Benny is just, he's a broken character, isn't he? Let's be honest. Where's this thingy gone?
Stabilize.
Can I? There we go. Cool. Yeah, Benny is a great character. Definitely want to try and have him at C1 though. Not that that's essential. Oh, I could do with more energy though, couldn't we? What are we trying to do here? Okay, let's see what kind of damage we can do here.
There is no escape. Drop your weapon. Nice and spicy. Justice will prevail. Everybody stand back. Let's walk your toes. Shine down. Now you shall perish.
I like the way that Raiden does a huge amount of staggering.
Illusion shattered. Final warning. You asked for it. Going in. Inazuma shines eternal.
There you go, that's what proper Benny healing is like. Ah, okay, so it did take a bit longer then. But then I like really scuffed the rotation a bunch of times, which is not the best.
Let the mighty be humble. Silence. Solidify.
Time to shine. Barbados.
Oh, I don't know if I'm going to get this one. No, we're not going to 3-star this one.
Justice is blind. Gather. Order guide.
Which is annoying. The rotation takes too long to do. Still, it's fine. I've already done it once, so I don't need to do it again. Certainly I'm not going to restart for the sake of a few seconds when I've already 3-starred this chamber.
Drop your weapons. Teamwork is critical.
Oh, there's a lot.
Get them.
Let's see. I'll tell you something I have noticed. Zhang Ling really is doing a lot of vaporizers at the moment, isn't she?
Everybody stand back. Nice and spicy.
Yeah, there's that one-shotting that I was warned about. I watched a video where they
Inazuma shines eternal.
yeah, where they were saying that you have to really watch it if you're going to use Benny, because this thing is very good at one-shotting. Oh. Anyway, this was fun. I enjoyed it. I think at this stage, though, we're going to have to admit defeat on this. Oh. I think Chevreuse is really cool. Good character. And I like it, personally, when you get sort of interesting mechanics that promote certain different kinds of things. I've noticed that recently Hoyoverse appear to be trying to buff basically every action in the game, every reaction in the game that isn't Dendro in general. I mean, I suppose Dendro was quite a big bump in power anyway in a lot of ways, certainly in terms of ease of building powerful teams, and you know, now they're trying to balance that out a little bit with characters like Neuvillette, Farina, Chevreuse, and yeah, I think that's great. I'd like to see, also, I suppose they just buffed Geo effectively with Navia, who is cracked. But yeah, I'm a big fan of my Navia. It's interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Cloud Retainer can do, and whether she brings a similar sort of improvement to Animo, who I feel Animo's always been good, and it was always very overpowered because of the Viridescent Veneer set. The question is, what are they going to do to sort of help keep it relevant? Because a lot of these teams recently haven't made so much use of Animo. I mean, Jean is mainly on my Neuvillette team for her healing, rather than for VV, although it does help, of course. It does make a big difference. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed today's video and found it fun and interesting, and I hope you all, got Chevreuse if you pulled for her, and you didn't get the sort of 4-star curse that sometimes strikes. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care, and I hope you win all your 50/50s.